Hey everyone, welcome to my yoga flow this morning. If you're just joining, I'm just going to be doing a quick vinyasa flow. So we're going to start out in child's pose. All you need is a mat, a towel, and yourself and your phone. So lean forward, forehead kissing the ground with your arms stretched out in front. Releasing what doesn't serve you. You're going to breathe in, retain at the top, and then release. And when you release like waves crashing on the ocean floor. And when you think of releasing anything that doesn't serve you, anything that isn't of purpose in this world, anything that isn't helping you. Focusing on your breath work. I don't know why this keeps being weird. And again, we're in the child's pose. And then slowly get up to all fours. And you're going to do some cat and cows. So you're going to lift your head up and then tuck it under, lifting it up, and then tucking it under. And then we're going to lift your left leg out behind you, your right arm out in front, and feel the stretch in your body, stretching it out to the side and holding it here. Feeling your abs waking up in this move. And then reach behind and grab your left foot if you can. If not, just hold that pose with your left leg out to the side and your right arm out to the right. And then release. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to lift your left arm out in front, your right arm out behind, and pivot it out to the side and just hold it here, waking up your abs on this side of the body as well. And then try to reach behind and grab that right foot and just hold it here for a moment. And then release. And then we're going to do a few cat and cows transitionally. Just remember to tuck your head all the way under. Exaggerate the stretch. Feeling it in the back of your neck. Just feeling the stretch. And then you're going to thread the needle. Lift your right arm high to the sky. Tuck it under. Left hand up if you can. Feel the stretch in your shoulders and your arm. And then reach it back and place it down. Then lift your left arm high to the sky. Tuck it under. Feel the stretch in this shoulder area. It's going to feel amazing. And then release and put it back down. We're going to transition with some cat and cows. And then, again, focusing on your breath work. Yoga is all about breath work, all about focusing on the here and now, focusing on your movement with your body flow. From here, we're going to transition into a downward dog. You're going to step it out because this pose is going to feel new to your body right now. And lean side to side, just waking up your hips. And then you're going to walk your hands to the back of your mat. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall. And then just feel the stretch in your body. And then we're going to do a side bend to the right. Feel that stretch. And then a side bend to the left. And feel that stretch in your right side body. Then you're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Look up toward the sky. Forward fold. Feel that stretch. Left hand down. Twist to the right. Right hand toward the sky. Gaze follows. Feeling that twist in your lower body. It's going to feel great. And then reverse. You're going to do your right hand toward the ground. Left hand toward the sky. Feel the twist on the other side of your body. And then if you want to really stretch out your leg, I'm going to walk forward more so I don't hit the chair. You're going to grab your big toe, stick it out to the side, and feel that stretch in your hip on either side. It's really great for you. You can challenge yourself multiple ways in these poses, and you can even grab your ankle if you want to get really challenging with it. And then back down. You can do a vinyasa to transition, or you can hold your high plank just to wake up your upper body. Either way works, or you can just go back to downward dog if you don't want to do the push-up. Now the push-up form is so important. We're going to take 3 breaths to reconnect. But the form is so important because you don't want to stress out your neck. And I've done that before where I didn't have the right form. I wasn't doing it correctly. And it was basically because I didn't have upper body strength established, like posterior body strength. And this is so imperative when it comes to doing push-ups because you can do stress in the wrong area. I'm doing this weird because I have a slanted ceiling. And you're going to do a side bend to the right, going through this flow again, center, and then side bend to the left. And then clasp your hands behind your back, look up toward the sky, forward fold, and do those side twists. Right hand toward the sky, gaze follows, feel the twist in your hips. Left hand toward the sky, gaze follows, feel the twist on that side. And you can challenge yourself with those moves I showed you, and then go back to a plank pose and hold it here. And then while we're in this plank pose, we're going to do a mountain climbers real quick. So you're going to push your leg to either side of your elbow like you're climbing up a mountain and just feeling the stretch, warming up your lower hip, lower back area in your body. And then we're going to transition. You're going to step your right foot outside of your right elbow and do either side. This really warms up your hips and gets that area stretched out, and it feels really good. Well, it might be a little bit challenging at first, but I promise it helps. Then we're going to go back to downward dog, taking 3 breaths to reground ourselves, focusing on the here and now. And I always say this, we're going to walk back and do those side stretches again, half lift, forward fold. Start your day with intention. If anything, what's really important is being mindful and aware of where you are today. Every day you take a small step toward being better, toward bettering yourself, toward improving something in your life. Even though results are not immediate, you are improving yourself somewhere in life. You are making those strides, and they might be small, but small things build up over time. And starting your day with gratitude helps you remember that. We're going to go to the vinyasa and keeping your triceps at your side of your body when you do the vinyasa. Back to downward dog. So I always say small steps make a huge difference in making an impact in your life, whether it be, changing one thing up with your daily life and doing one yoga pose a day and building on it. We're going to lift our right leg to the sky, feeling the stretch in the left leg, stepping it through. You're going to go down on your left knee, lift your arms overhead, kneeling crescent lunge, and you're going to feel the stretch in your ab area on your sides. Gaze follows up toward it. Then from here, we're going to go to a seated half split. So you're going to tuck your left leg under. Your right leg is out in front, and you're going to sit all the way back on it. And just feel the stretch underneath your right leg. It's going to feel so good. And you can hold these poses longer than you really, feel like you should. It's basically based on what your body feels. We're going to do a gate pose. So you're going to bend your left knee, lift your right arm overhead. Feel the stretch in your right side body. And then go back to do a vinyasa to transition so we can do these poses on the other side. So you're going to lift your left leg high, holding it here for 1 second to get your body used to it, stepping it through, sitting on your right knee, lifting your arms overhead, kneeling crescent lunge, gaze follows, holding it here for a second, then seated half split. Your right knee is bent, your left leg is in front. Your toes are tucked toward you. Then you're going to bend your right knee, lift your left arm overhead, feeling the stretch in your left side body for gate pose. And then back to the transition, which is a vinyasa on this side. And then back to a downward dog. Giving yourself 3 breaths to recollect. letting go of what doesn't serve you, what isn't purposeful in your life, and what has no meaning. And we have to get rid of things in our life that have no purpose to make room for what we do need in our life. And a lot of people forget that. That's the transition we need to go. You're gonna lift your right leg high, stepping it through for that crescent lunge, and gaze follows. And then we're gonna go to a seated half split and back to a gate pose. I'm moving a little bit faster this time because we're familiar with the poses. And then from here, I'm gonna walk it back over here. This is kind of a weird transition. And I'm gonna do a reverse half moon. So basically my left hand is down, my right hand's toward the sky, my right foot is firmly planted, left leg up, and it's like a twist. I'm trying to look at my right hand. I know that was kind of fast, but it's just the reverse of the half moon, which is kind of a twist. And sometimes it's not going to feel 100%. And then from here, I'm going to go back to a transition or skip the transitional vinyasa if you want, and go into the downward dog and recollect your breath. Every time you let go of something that doesn't serve you, you're making room for more of your purpose, your value in life. We're going to lift your left leg high, stepping it through for a crescent lunge. You're going to lift your arms overhead, gaze follows, seated half split, gate pose, left arm overhead, and then we're going to go into that reverse half moon. So you're going to put your right hand down, left hand toward the sky, and you're going to feel the twist in your body. Holding it here for a moment, and then back to a vinyasa or transition. And then back to downward dog. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. So I'm going to lift my right leg high, and I'm going to go into a fallen star. So you're going to tuck that right leg underneath your left. Lift your arm up overhead. It's kind of like a side plank, but a little bit more challenging. And if you want to challenge it even more, you can lift your right leg up. And then we're going to go back down. We're going to do a push-up in this pose, sticking our right leg back through, lifting it up to the sky, stepping it through, and then we're going to go into a standing crescent lunge or a regular crescent lunge. And then from here, I'm going to twist to the right, gaze follows to my right hand, and I'm going to feel this stretch in my leg, and I'm going to hold it here for a moment. Then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, look up toward the sky to recenter yourself, and do a pyramid pose. Just holding it here to feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. Feels so amazing. And then from here, I'm going to go into a standing split. So you're going to lift your left leg all the way to the sky as high as you can go. Your hands firmly planted in the ground below you. If you want to challenge, grab your ankle or your right leg just to see if you can challenge yourself for that. And then vinyasa or whatever transition you would like to do. And then back to downward dog. Regroup, reground yourself, and repurpose yourself. And this can relate to real life because I think a lot of us, we think that we can go into the next thing without taking a break for ourselves, regrounding ourselves, and resetting our mind to be really present in whatever we are doing next. If we cannot make ourselves present in whatever we're doing next, then it makes it really challenging to achieve whatever we want to do next. And that makes it very difficult. Crescent lunge on this side. We're going to hold it here for a moment, feeling that lunge in your leg. And then twisting it to the left, gaze follows to your left hand. Holding it here for a moment. Each side feels different, be mindful. And then you're going to step your right leg up. I'm going to do a pyramid pose. So basically clasping your hands behind your back or grabbing elbow to elbow, gazing toward the sky, leaning over your left leg in front and feeling the stretch in the back of the leg. One leg might need more stretching than the other, so just be mindful. And then from here, we're going to go to a standing split. So you're going to lift your right leg toward the sky, feeling the stretch in there. Then reach and grab for your leg if you can. And that's where the challenge comes in. And then from here, you're going to do your transition if you want to do the vinyasa or just go to downward dog, either way. Remember, release what isn't of purpose. Focusing on your breath work. Yoga is a mind and body connection. From here, we're going to walk our hands out to the back of our mat, standing tall, arms overhead, hands at heart center. And I'm going to do a few standing poses. So I'm going to step forward and I'm going to step off my mat. You can do it on the side if you want. I'm doing it so you can see it this way. Arms out to the side and then leaning toward my right leg, triangle pose. Left hand toward the sky, gaze follows. We're going to hold this here for a few moments to be able to feel the stretch in our body. Do not dump all of your weight into your right side either. Make sure you're able to feel this. And if not, shorten your stance. Then we're going to stand tall and do it on the other side. Pivot your left foot toward the left. Your right foot is toward the front. Lean forward. And then lift your right arm overhead. Gaze follows toward your right hand. And remember not to dump the weight. And just feeling that hip posture. Feeling it in your body. And then back up to center. And then we're going to do a reverse triangle. Your left hand is going to go overhead, tilt and tip, and your right hand is going to go to the sky. And it's going to feel like a little twist in your lower back. And then release and do the same on the other side. Right hand toward the sky. Twist to the left side. Your left leg is pivoted and planted this way. And gaze toward your left hand. Just feel this stretch in your body. It's going to feel different on each side. It's going to feel so amazing afterwards. Because think of yoga as wringing out your body. Wringing out all the toxins. Wringing out what doesn't serve you. And what isn't of purpose here in this world for you. We're going to do a half bound lotus here. I love this pose simply because even though you can't 100% do it sometimes, it is a very good inner hip stretch. So you're going to lift your right leg up, tuck it inside the corner. If you can't do that, you're going to do a seat like this. And then some people can reach behind and grab their right foot. I cannot. And then you just lean forward over this. Now you're going to hold this here to be intentional. And you can always keep your right hand behind if you want to challenge yourself and do one hand. But feeling this stretch and just giving it some time in your body is so amazing. It feels very good. Just releasing again what isn't needed. And I think in yoga, what a lot of people miss out is they go through this movement to leave behind things that aren't of service in our life. And these movements can really reset our mind. And they're so great, they're so intentional, and they're so pure because we're forgetting that we're worried about something else outside, releasing that. But those things that we're worrying about outside aren't really relevant, and we don't need to worry about those things. Something as simple as something you forgot at the grocery store. We're going to tuck our left leg in for half bound lotus on the other side. Some people can do one foot and not the other. I cannot do either. And then leaning forward. But as simple as something like that, but it's going through our mind. We have a million tabs open and we cannot forget this thing that we messed up on. Well, leave it be. Let it behind. Let it go. It's in the past. It's not now. And it's not relevant. And I always say who we surround ourselves with is also how we're going to feel and how we are impacted in our life. So be mindful of that as well. Feeling the stretch in this left leg is like so amazing. I don't know about you, but my left leg is always tighter than my right, so it feels great. So I'm going to release, go back down, walk it out, and then I'm going to do some seated poses. So from here, I'm going to take, I don't know if you guys have one of these band things, but I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to put it around my legs. And the reason I put this around my legs, like you can do bridge pose without it, but it adds more tension and it helps strengthen your muscles a little bit more, especially your thigh muscles, hamstrings and stuff. So I'm going to lay sideways like this, but I'm going to tell you that if you're not fully using all your range of motion when you're doing this bridge pose, which I don't know if you can see, but if you don't use all full range of motion, you're missing out on using all of these hip muscles in here. And the band helps ensure that you are sticking your legs out and you're using all of those things. It's not a surefire way, but it's going to tell you, it's going to help aid you, I guess. Because you're going to want to bend your knees out and not tuck them in and use all of these hip muscles. So I'm just going to try to do 10 to 15 of these. Any bridge pose works for you. And anything that gets, you know, that movement up in that hip and thigh area is important. So you're going to go up and down, making sure you're eliminating that whatever bump might be in your lower back. Because you don't want to do that. You're not going to be able to do it completely. Sometimes it's simple tweaks in our poses or movements that can make a difference in how our muscles react, how we're using things, and how we are strengthening things. So just be mindful to be aware of these things. Now, if you have the stretchy band, again, you're gonna do these, they're called clamshells. I've done them before in here. If not, you can do these moves without the clamshells. So it's great because, like I said, it helps with the form, it helps with everything else. So you can easily get one of these bands off Amazon. They have a whole set, and you can get them and use them in your practice. They're pretty great. They help with all that stuff. So as we're doing these, it's important to remember that toning and having the correct form is so important and imperative when it comes to yoga or any exercise, because if you don't have the right form, you don't have the correct way of doing things, it's going to stress your body out and you're going to have poor posture. It assimilates into other parts of your life. So ensuring that you have the correct form, the correct stuff, and you're doing it. And there's a lot of resources out there that can help you do that. But sometimes if you don't know, you don't know. And I felt like I went a long time without knowing some of these things. And when I did know, and I did make these modifications in my practice and in my life, it really made a huge difference in how I felt, how my posture was, and how I was able to improve my day-to-day life. Because nobody really thinks about it, but personal training is kind of like physical therapy in a way, because how your body feels and how you sit and carry yourself day to day impacts how you're going to feel. And these exercises will show you how to improve the strength in those areas. So I'm going to take this off, and then I did have an idea of what I was going to do next, but now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, okay. So this is another good pose for upper body strength. So you're going to get down on your stomach and you're going to lift your arms overhead like Superman. And then you're going to hold it. Building upper body strength is so important, especially if you're sitting at a desk. And even if you're not sitting at a desk all day, looking at your phone all day, it's imperative to have this upper body strength and posterior chain strength. Granted, you should probably implement other things in as well, but And doing that is important. And you can grab your feet behind you and you can do floor bow. Floor bow is so helpful also. So just make sure you're implementing this in your practice as well. Hold it as long as you can. I try to do a minute. Practicing, focusing on your breath work. Yoga is always a breath work practice first. So when you're intentional about your breath work and being present in your mind and body, it really makes a difference with how it feels. Then we're going to release, and then you're going to move your legs back and forth, just feeling the stretch in your lower back. And then making sure to reground yourself. And then from here, I'm going to sit up and I'm going to do a frog pose. I'm going to go down to some yin poses, returning my breath down to its regular breathing. So you're going to it's kind of like a frog seated down. So spread your legs out and then lean over. Only lean over as far as your body allows you to. And you're going to feel the stretch in your thighs and your hips. And it's going to feel amazing. When you learn how amazing your nervous system is at regulating anxiety, depression, and all those things, it's very incredible how it can change how you feel sometimes about things and how it can impact you on your day-to-day life. You have something stressful coming up at work and you just don't know. And so you close your eyes and you're in this meditative state and you just think about how amazing and great it is to restore your mind back and reset your mindset back to peace, to grace. And we all deserve this peace in our life. We all deserve this time to reset ourselves. And if we don't really consider making it intentional in our lives, it's stress and tension builds up in our body. And yoga does a good job of helping release the stress and tension and this toxicity. But again, we have to remember that it's not something that comes easy. So we're going to slowly get out of this pose. And it's not something that comes easy. It's something that we have to tell ourselves. It's something like posture. You have to tell yourself to sit upright and to be purposeful with what you're doing. So we're going to do a reverse plank. Just stick your hands behind you. Lift your head back. Whew. And then sit back down. And then from here, I'm going to bend my right leg in, Jani Sirsasana, on your right side. And then I'm going to lean over. It's kind of like a tree pose, but seated. And I'm just going to feel this stretch in my left side. We're not going to pull. You're just going to lean over gently just to let the pose and the stretch do its thing in your fascia and your tissue. It's really good. Letting your breath come back down and being more present. Then you're going to sit back up and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to lift, stretch your right leg out, giving your legs the new blood flow to come, time for the new blood flow to come back, and then tucking in your left leg and then reaching your arms overhead and leaning over your right leg. And just feeling the stretch in your right side body and gently, not pulling on it, just putting your hands here just to be where they are to feel the stretch. Each side, of course, will feel different. Focusing on your breathing. When you remind yourself daily to start each day with gratitude, when you remind yourself with a little note or writing in a gratitude journal or something like that, it can really change the outlook of your day. And it can really make a difference in how you feel, how you carry yourself, and how the day goes. So that's something to consider if you struggle with purpose and intention in setting your day, or having, just struggle with having a stressful day. You're going to slowly get out of this pose, and you're going to set your feet legs straight, and just really holding yourself here, then releasing, rolling your shoulders back. And then I'm going to do some deer poses real quick. So you're going to bend your right leg in, your left leg out behind. You're going to lean over your right leg, bent leg, or wherever you want to lean over here, and just feel the stretch in your body. And it's going to feel great for your hips. And then release. And we're going to do the same pose on the other side. So tuck your left leg in, your right leg behind you. Lean over this pose, or your bent leg, and just feel this pose in this left side body. Another thing that helps is just being intentional and spending time with yourself in silence, focusing on just your breath work. You have so much to gain by being in silence and figuring out yourself and your breath work. Things will come to mind and ideas that you never thought you could imagine. We have this wonderful gift that that's involuntary, that we miss out on a lot of times in life. And as a result, not having the ability to understand what it is, what we have, and how we can use it in our life, it really hinders us. So if we just take a moment each day to recognize that we have this, it's pretty awesome. But anyways, if you joined my live yoga flow, I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. I am on other social media platforms, so if you want to find me there, it's probably going to be under my full name as well. So if you want to look for me there, feel free. I also think I have the link for some of them in my bio. But thanks for joining. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday and you enjoy your weekend if you don't come on here again. Namaste.